Good morning, Red Tail Hawks, and welcome to another weekly Wellness Watch. I'm Miss Force, and I'm so excited to talk to you today a little bit about some different tips and tricks that you can use to become an even better student than you are already. As we start out this new year, I want to talk to you a little bit about how your routines and setting up your day with your habits can really help you thrive as a student here at Basis Independent McLean. The first tip I want to give you is manage your expectations. This is new for most of you. We've had components of distance learning last year, and you of course have had in-person live classes, but you've never done both together. So hybrid learning is very different than both distance learning and in-person learning. There's so many different ways that you're going to receive the information you're learning and process it and even turn in the work that you're creating. I want to make sure that you guys are managing your own expectations. What type of expectations are you setting for yourself this year? What is one goal that you would like to set this year that maybe you have not set before? Do you want to get a better grade in math, like maybe go from a B student to an A student? Would you like to get to know some of your classmates that you haven't gotten to know previously? Would you like to get to know who your school counselor is? That's me. I love that. Or would you like to spend more time getting to know your teachers and admin so that you have better connections with them in the future? Everything's going to be different this year. Your interactions, your social distancing, wearing masks, everything is different. So manage your expectations and show yourself some grace. It's okay if something is difficult for you that wasn't difficult for you last year or in previous years. Everybody is learning together, and it's a new environment. The second tip I want to give you is to make sure that you understand the expectations that are being set for you. Whether this is in the classroom, in the hallways, on distance learning, or those synchronous days where you're going to meet on Zoom. Make sure that you understand the expectations that your teachers have for you inside and outside of the classroom. Are there things that need to be turned in? Is there homework that you need to do prior to class? Make sure that you're aware of these things. Make sure that you ask for clarification if you don't understand something as well. The teachers and all of us here at Basis Independent McLean are so ready and excited to meet with you and work with you and make sure that you understand your expectations. If there's anything you need, do not hesitate to ask. And the last part of that is show your teachers a little bit of grace too. This is new for them as well. So if they have to change the schedule a little bit, or maybe they assign something and they're going to tweak the assignment a little bit, show them some grace, take a deep breath, and know this is new for everybody and we're all in this together. Tip 3 is take advantage of the days that you have asynchronous or synchronous, those distance learning days that you have outside of the classroom. Set up a work area for yourself, whether it's inside or if you have an outdoor space that you can use that's really comfortable, calm, quiet. Make sure it's a place where your brain can get ready and is willing to work. If you have the opportunity to put on some soft music, maybe instrumental music, do it. If you're able to sit with a window where you can focus and see some of the outdoor light coming in, go for it. But make sure it's a place that you can focus. If you're a person that can't focus when you see cars going by, make sure that you set up your workspace in a place that doesn't have windows. Be thoughtful of where you're working. You want to make sure that it is the ideal place for you to be prepared to learn. Step 4 is manage your time. This seems so simple, but it's a learned skill. This is not something that everybody is born knowing how to do. So make sure that you use your CJ now. I know on Schoology you can have all of your assignments right there in your electronic calendar, but nothing beats grabbing a pencil and paper and writing down your assignments. That way you can break them up into smaller chunks if you need to manage your time a little bit more effectively. Also, manage time to process what you're learning. It may only take you 2 minutes to answer that quick discussion group question in English class, but schedule yourself 5 so you can really think through the process and think through what you want to write so that it's a very thoughtful and full answer. Step 5 is to remember to communicate clearly on Schoology. Although this is an online program, this is not social media. We need to remember that we need to behave and present ourselves on Schoology the same way that we do in class. No LOLs or other acronyms while we're communicating on Schoology. Write out your sentences, use correct punctuation and grammar, and do your very best. This is part of your learning environment. We have the same expectations for Schoology as we do for you in class. Be respectful and try your best. Tip 6 is to take advantage of your live and synchronous classes. These are so important. When you have asynchronous learning days, you're going to be on your own implementing the information that you've already learned. This is going to be a time for you to show that you're really shining through. But your live and synchronous classes are days for you to really soak up all the information, all of the conversations and discussions that maybe you wouldn't be able to have if you were just purely distance learning. Make sure that you ask all your questions on those days. Make sure you're interacting with your peers and with your teachers. Really take advantage of those days. Number 7 is do your school daily. I know with some asynchronous learning and days that you're kind of allowed to set your own schedule, it's really tempting to wait until the last minute and cram through all of your homework assignments and reading assignments. But research has shown us that sitting down and taking 4 hours to study for an exam or cramming through and writing a paper all in one day is not the best use of your time, and it's not going to produce your best work. Spending 25 to 30 minutes a day on each and every topic, that's when you're going to learn the most and you'll be able to produce the best work. So take your time, make sure you plan it, use that CJ, and do your work every day. Tip 8 is aim for consistency. Set yourself a schedule or a routine. Try it out for 5 full days. If that schedule doesn't work for you on the days that you are planning your own, then change it up a little bit. Your schedule has to work for not only you, but for your family as well. So make sure that you're being considerate of the needs of others on those days. Number 9 is don't be afraid to ask questions. Growing up, my mom always told me that the only silly question is an unasked question. If you don't understand something, if you have a question about something, or you're curious, or you just want to know what something means or something is, ask the question. You may be brave enough to ask a question that 3 other students aren't brave enough to ask. Ask your question. It's so important. That's how we learn. If you don't ask a question, you're never going to know the answer. And then tip 10 is get excited. This is a new school year. You have a chance to show all of your strengths, grow in your weak areas, and become the person that you want to be. This is a time for you to face those new challenges and have victory, overcoming obstacles that are set before you each and every day. I look forward as your school counselor to see you all grow, not just academically, but in your social, your emotional, and your mental health. If you need anything, I'm always here for you, as are your teachers, your deans, and directors. Make sure you reach out to some of the adults that are in the school and share with them any concerns you have or feelings that you may want help to process. This is a time for you to shine. We look forward to seeing you the rest of the school year and seeing how much you change and grow. Remember to show yourself grace, show your teacher grace, take advantage of the days that you have outside of the classroom, manage your time, remember to communicate clearly on Schoology and in person, take advantage of all the live classes and synchronous classes, do your school daily, aim for consistency, don't be afraid to ask those questions, and get excited. We're all in this together. I'll see you all next week. Have a great week.